Ghost-orama, from out of the past, the story of Harold Lloyd, wizard of slapstick and specs. Once upon a time, the sleepy little pueblo of Los Angeles, California, was considered a quiet, tranquil little community. Quiet, that is, until one of cinema's greatest comics moved in and took over. Harold Lloyd, the man who parlayed a pair of windowless specs into a Raja's fortune. It all started in Nebraska, where Lloyd's one-year-old camera debut was not quite as auspicious as this pose at the age of 3. It was evident even then that a window ledge was to become Lloyd's best prop. The years rolled on, and so did Harold Lloyd, to San Diego, California, where he tried his hand playing character parts on the legitimate stage. But the smell of dollar-scented celluloid attracted him to Los Angeles, where he appeared as part of the scenery in Samson and Delilah. But Dame Fortune had it all figured out, for standing next to Lloyd was a chunky fellow named Hal Roach. This chance meeting resulted in the forming of the Lloyd-Roach Partnership, the first cobblestone on the road to fame for both. An old mansion on historic Bunker Hill in downtown Los Angeles housed the Lloyd-Roach Studios and was the birthplace of Lloyd's first famous character, Lonesome Luke, whose 2 reelers sold for the unheard-of amount of $850 each. Lonesome Luke's success prompted Lloyd to search for another character, one that was to become permanent. Hal Roach directed the bespectacled Lloyd, who kept poking his fingers, much to the delight of his audience, through his windowless specs. However, the crazy slapstick gyrations seemed to do nothing for Bibi Daniels, a young girl in search of a career. Glasses and broad gags became Lloyd's forte. In an early Hal Roach comedy, Snub Pollard, for many years the man on the other end of Lloyd's gags, waited patiently while Lloyd doled out spaghetti by the yard. In Girl Shy, Lloyd had the audience howling as he tried to shake a chicken from his shoulder while riding a motorcycle at high speed through heavy traffic. Gags like these continued to reap the harvest of fame and fortune. One of the greatest hits of 1922 was Grandma's Boy, which saw Lloyd as an overgrown Walter Mitty-type daydreamer who whipped the daylights out of the whole befuddled Union Army. In Pathé's Why Worry, Lloyd resorted to his surefire gags as he tried to sell a giant shrinking pill. And when it seemed that Lloyd's gag bag was running dry, he topped everything he'd ever done in Safety Last, tagged as the greatest thrill picture of the silence. Audiences roared and shuddered in fascinated horror when Lloyd slipped on an edge or hung by his fingernails from 20 stories up. And if this wasn't enough, his run-in with a streetcar left the audience limp. In The Freshman, he duplicated these same feats. At the height of his career, he bade farewell to 2 friends, Charlie Chaplin and Douglas Fairbanks, then went into retirement. Many years later, RKO coaxed Lloyd to come out of retirement and star in what was to be his last picture. The Lloyd formula still worked. His gags proved to be as laugh-provoking as they were in the silence.